things are not always as they appear.
How do you kill your own mother?
This is a tragic event surrounded by mystery and public deception.
People thought of us as the sweetest mother-daughter, best people in the world.
A parent wants nothing more than for their children to be strong, healthy, and good members of society. Unfortunately, that is not the case for Claudina Dee Dee Blanchard. Her daughter, Gypsy Blanchard, was born perfectly healthy, but was then diagnosed with many diseases and illnesses. Dee Dee wanted the best care for her daughter, so she made it her life's mission to take care of Gypsy. In this week's episode of Caught, presented by Catfished, we are taking a look into one of our most deceiving stories yet. It all begins in early 1991 when Rod Blanchard, Gypsy's father, divorces Dee Dee. Years after their separation, Gypsy supposedly began showing signs of many life-threatening diseases like leukemia, epilepsy, muscular dystrophy, and many learning disabilities, just to name a few. Dee Dee claimed that Gypsy had fell and scraped her knee at the age of 5, which later turned into full-blown paralysis. This forced her to be bound to a wheelchair, and she even needed a feeding tube to receive proper nourishment. Dee Dee was a very loving and protective mother and took care of Gypsy around the clock. Anything that Gypsy needed, Dee Dee was there. As a result of Hurricane Katrina in 2005, Dee Dee and Gypsy lost their house and were forced to relocate to Springfield, Missouri. Dee Dee and Gypsy quickly became local heroes for their strength and dedication to one another, and even received local news attention from time to time. Soon, they received support from Habitat of Humanity, and they built them a new home. They received support from other nonprofits that would send Dee Dee money to help them get by. Gypsy was becoming a superstar.
Gypsy frequently jet sets across the country. Ball games, galas, the most magical place on earth.
Everything for Dee Dee and Gypsy seemed perfect, or at least it was on the outside looking in. As Gypsy became older and more curious about the outside world, she wanted to live a normal life of a teenage girl, such as hanging out with friends and finding love.
She got so upset with me, she would punish me so bad. Like, she started hitting me with a coat hanger and telling me all kinds of mean things. She would tell me that she wished she had an abortion when she had the chance, that I ruined her life, that I have no idea how hard it is to keep up everything she built.
Behind her mother's back, Gypsy created an online dating profile on a Christian dating site. She had met a man named Nick Gojon, and soon, Nick and Gypsy fell in love. Wanting to introduce her new love, Gypsy asked her mother if he could come and visit. This did not go very well as Dee Dee got very angry, denying his visit and harassing Gypsy, telling her that she needed to stop talking to him immediately.
She got jealous because I was spending a little too much attention on him, and she had ordered me to stay away from him.
Warning: the details in this next part of the story may be graphic. Viewer discretion is advised. Shortly after their argument, people very close to the Blanchards noticed something very strange on their joint Facebook account. Dee Dee and Gypsy had posted a vulgar status which read, "That is dead. I slashed that fat pig her sweet daughter." Her scream was so loud.
Simply took it as their Facebook account had gotten hacked.
On June 14th, 2015, Dee Dee had been found stabbed to death in her bed.
Breaking news, the body of 48-year-old Claudina Blanchard has been found.
Gypsy is still missing this morning.
While investigating, the police took a look at the IP address where the Facebook post had been made. The result showed a small house in Big Bend, Wisconsin, belonging to Nick Gojon. On June 16, 2015, police arrived at Nick's home and they found Gypsy with no signs of kidnapping. Even though Gypsy and Nick became prime suspects for the murder of Dee Dee, people just didn't want to believe it.
My vision was still of this fragile little girl, and that was shattered.
It was hard to wrap your brain around, how can this young, sick girl who can't walk be involved in her mother's death?
Later in the case, however, something happened that changed everyone's opinion about Gypsy. In her first court appearance, Gypsy had walked to the podium, even though her mother claimed that she was paralyzed. It was revealed that Dee Dee had been lying about Gypsy's condition all along. Fast forward to July 5th, 2016. Gypsy was sentenced to 10 years in prison, while on February 22nd, 2019, Nicholas was found guilty of first-degree homicide and sentenced to life in prison.
Okay, I'll admit it. I did actually stab her mom. I will admit it.
When asked if Gypsy had any remorse for what she had done, she responded with, "I would rather be in prison than living with my mom. I'm freer here."
Over here, I feel like I'm freer in prison than living with my mom, because now I'm allowed to just live like a normal woman.
And so concludes the case of Gypsy Rose and Dee Dee Blanchard. For more information on this case, please feel free to visit our blog in the description. Also, leave a comment in the comment section down below if you want to hear more episodes like this. Please feel free to follow us on Instagram and other social medias. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell to be notified when the next episode of Caught presented by Catfish goes live.